I suppose I tend to think it stole a bit from my father, who, lost a lot of the people who would have gone to see him and talk to him and, have those conversations that kept him interested.
Have you ever wondered what the royal family feels about each other? Behind all the pomp, glittering crowns, and waving crowds, there's a world of secrets, rivalry, and untold stories. One such story is now in the spotlight, involving Princess Anne and Queen Camilla. For years, people have wondered how Anne feels about her brother's second wife. Now, for the first time, Princess Anne has spoken out. What she said isn't something the royal family would want the world to hear. Why has Anne decided to speak now? What does this mean for the monarchy? Stay tuned, because the details are shocking. The truth.
It was also absolutely hysterical because I tried to get him to do things, more or less the right order, tried to help him. The other parents, the pair of us were lying down at the end of the course.
Princess Anne has always been known as the royal family's hardest worker. She's respected for her direct and honest personality, which has earned her a special place in the public's heart. Unlike some other royals, Anne isn't one for drama or flashy public arguments. She values privacy and usually keeps her opinions about family matters behind closed doors. However, even someone as composed and professional as Anne seems to have a breaking point. For years, royal insiders have whispered about Anne's feelings toward Queen Camilla. Some said that she put up with Camilla to protect her brother, King Charles III, while others have their share of thinking that she did not try to cover up her distaste. Well, now, Anne has finally decided to speak out, and what she said on the matter took everyone by surprise. Why now? Why has Princess Anne chosen this moment to break her silence? There could be several reasons for this, but the most probable one is that of increasing pressure on the royal family. Public trust in the monarchy has been dwindling over the last few years. Scandals and controversies have been dominating the headlines, and the royal family has been failing to come together. The last thing they need is for another conflict to hit the newspapers. Instead, her words seem to come from a deep sense of frustration and a strong desire to share the truth. Anne didn't make comments through a sensationalized TV interview or a blockbuster tell-all book. That was not her. Instead, she talked directly and straightforwardly, just as she did about everything else, sticking to her practical self. When asked by someone if Camilla has a place in the royal family, Anne said, "The monarchy isn't about one person. It's about duty, tradition, and service. Those who join this family need to understand it's not about personal gain or glory." While Anne didn't mention Camilla by name, it was clear to everyone who she was talking about. Her emphasis on duty and tradition seemed to call attention to what Anne believes Camilla lacks as a member of the royal family. This statement has ignited much debate. For decades, the relationship between Anne and Camilla has been a subject of gossip and rumor. In the beginning, when Camilla came into the world of the royal family, she did not receive them with open arms. The romantic relationship between Camilla and Charles was surrounded by controversy, and many members of the royal family, including Anne, were believed to be highly skeptical of her. With time, Camilla started to work to change her image. She avoided drama and supported many philanthropic causes that slowly earned respect from the general public. This was not, of course, easy, especially when her trust was built with Queen Elizabeth II. So far, gaining Anne's trust seems to be a whole other story. Anne has always been highly devoted to her royal life. She is far more industrious than the rest of the family members. She goes out to various events and events of charity and engagement. To various, Anne is a no-nonsense lady. Nobody wants her otherwise. She realizes that to be a royal is not about indulging in personal privilege, but serving the people and fulfilling traditions. This attitude has been the foundation of her life and makes her outstanding in the royal family. However, Camilla's entry into the royal family hasn't been as smooth or conventional. Her romance with Charles started when he was still married to Princess Diana. This caused quite a scandal, and many people find it hard to forget or forgive this part of her life. Even though Camilla has made every effort to change the perception of the public towards her, there are still a few who do not believe that she should be part of the royal family. Anne, as it appears, is one of them. Her recent comments suggest that she believes strongly in what it means to be a royal, and perhaps she does not see Camilla as a member of the same class. And yet perhaps another factor for Anne to ponder over in her heart regarding Camilla is Anne's relationship with her late mother, Queen Elizabeth II. Anne and the Queen had been extremely close, and indeed, Anne has often been said to have been the rock the Queen leaned upon. Anne agreed with much of what her mother believed about the monarchy, specifically that duty and service should precede personal concerns. It might be the reason why Anne has not been able to accept Camilla fully. In the end, it was a breaking of tradition when Camilla became part of the royal family. Of course, this is not only about Anne and Camilla as individuals. The remarks of Anne hint at a deeper issue within the royal family. With Charles now serving as king, the monarchy is entering a new chapter. However, this transition hasn't been easy. There are growing concerns about how the monarchy will adapt to modern times while still preserving its traditions. The words of Anne seem to be saying that she is not so sure of the direction things are taking. Her words may reflect a greater fear that the royal family has lost its sense of what matters most. The public reaction to Anne's comments has been divided. Some appreciate her for her honesty and standing by what she believes in. They respect the fact that she is not afraid to say whatever is on her mind, even if it is something that creates a stir. On the other hand, some believe that Anne's comments might hurt more than help. The royal family is already under so much pressure, and any indication of division could exacerbate the problem. Critics argue that Anne speaking out is only going to raise more issues with the monarchy, rather than trying to solve them. Interestingly, Anne's statement has also reignited the debate about Camilla's role as queen consort. Some believe she has earned her place in the royal family, while others remain doubtful. Anne's focus on duty and tradition has resonated with those who feel that Camilla's past makes her an unsuitable figurehead for the monarchy. This renewed criticism of Camilla shows just how fragile the royal family's public image is. So, what does this mean for the future? Can Anne and Camilla find a way to put their differences aside? Or will their strained relationship continue to cause tension within the family? And how will King Charles III handle this situation? As the head of the monarchy, it's his job to maintain unity and ensure that personal disagreements don't overshadow the family's responsibilities. The royal family has faced many challenges in recent years, from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's explosive interviews to Prince Andrew's scandals. The comments from Anne only add a little more to an already very delicate situation. Though the royals are renowned for their capability of handling a crisis, the case is still not an exemption for internal conflict. The only question is if they can move forward from these tensions that would tear them apart. At its core, this shows the royal family is still a family, despite their power and privilege. They argue, struggle, and get frustrated like any other family. The only difference is that their lives are staged to accommodate an international audience under the watchful eyes of the entire world. Whether Anne's remarks will bring about change or simply deepen the divide remains to be seen. Conflict. Princess Anne's recent words have shed light on the ongoing tensions between her and Camilla. While these issues might not be obvious to everyone, they have been brewing for years. Since then, Camilla has not attracted much favor or popularity among the public, for her relationship with the then-married King Charles III started before he was separated from Princess Diana. As a result, many people inside and outside the royal family questioned her motives. Among them was Princess Anne, who did not trust Camilla and did not seem happy about having her in the family, according to various reports. Camilla, however, has worked hard not only to change her image, but also to change people's perception of her. She started giving her support to various charities, performing public duties, and stepping away from unnecessary drama. Gradually, she began to reform her image for the public. She became trusted and respected by the late Queen Elizabeth II, which is no mean achievement. For all her efforts, however, it seems winning Anne would be that much bigger challenge. Anne is one of the no-nonsense ladies known for their high work ethic. She's always been among the hardest working in the royal family, usually outdoing the others in engagements and events. Anne doesn't think about royalty in terms of wearing pretty clothes and collecting some special benefits. For her, being a part of the monarchy means having a position of service and obligation toward people. She has carried such an approach to life throughout, and, accordingly, as a royal, she behaves and acts in certain ways. Strong feelings of responsibility by Anne could also be why she thinks Camilla does not cut it quite so well compared to the standard set by the royalty. Unlike Anne, Camilla was not exactly one to follow traditional paths into the royal family. Surrounding her ascension was a scandal, and there was much outcry from the general public for quite some time, even after she legally became a member of the royal family, and still sparked many debates about whether she belonged as an integral member of the royal family, given the controversies surrounding her. Perhaps these differences in their journeys and values are some of the reasons why Anne and Camilla are not getting along well. The final vital factor could well be to describe Anne's love. She loves her recently departed mother, Queen Elizabeth II, really closely. Indeed, the princess had always maintained an excellent connection with her mom, as has been termed their rock. She became the most important person Queen Elizabeth II turned to during a series of crisis hours. Similar is Anne's traditions regarding the monarchy, though strongly convinced and believing of their values, historical background, and above all, of obligations. Those beliefs shared by both made Anne the most loyal defender of royal tradition. Camilla, on the other hand, represents something very different. Her presence in the royal family symbolizes change, and, for some, even a break from tradition. While change isn't always a bad thing, it can be hard for someone like Anne, who values the old ways, to fully accept. This clash between tradition and modernity could be at the heart of their conflict. Anne may feel like Camilla undermines the traditions her mother and she worked so hard to build. Anne's recent statements also indicate something bigger is going on in the royal family. This is not necessarily a personal difference of opinion between two individuals. It can represent a division. There was more to what Anne said when she mentioned that duty and tradition were essential components of the monarchy. She seems to be concerned about the future of her family under King Charles III. The royal family has now gone into an age with King Charles. For the monarchy, this is the most important age in its life, but comes at a cost. The people's trust in the royal family has been dwindling in recent times, and scandals have made matters worse. People are increasingly asking if the institution of monarchy remains relevant in this modern world. For Anne, these concerns must be more personally relevant because of her commitment to the crown throughout her lifetime. Her observations indicate that she is not really satisfied with the way the family is addressing those issues or even the decisions taken. Some people feel that Anne is sending a warning, trying to remind the family, and probably the public, of what the monarchy stands for. For those who already doubt her role, Anne's comments give them more ammunition for their arguments. They view Camilla as someone who does not share the same sense of service and responsibility as Anne or the late Queen Elizabeth II. This new wave of criticism demonstrates just how delicate the royal family's image is. Anne and Camilla's relationship demonstrates how difficult it can be to separate personal feelings from public roles. It is not just some matter of personal relationship, but presenting that great institution, admired by millions, with which one is associated due to the position held. This has made Anne put her responsibilities before everything, even her own feelings. When personal disputes hit the headlines, they may even outshine the mission that the family aims to accomplish together. It's unclear whether Anne and Camilla will ever fully resolve their differences. Both Anne and Camilla have strong personalities and deep beliefs, which makes it hard for them to agree. However, their relationship is not just a matter of personal feelings, but also an image and stability of the monarchy. The head of the family, King Charles III, will need to manage such tensions and ensure they do not influence the work of the family or its reputation. This situation reflects the unique pressures of life in being royal. Unlike most families, where arguments remain private, the problems of the royal family are often played out in public. Everything said and done is watched closely, and even small disagreements become big news. Thus, some form of resolution becomes difficult to decide on, because every choice has to be judged on how it will be perceived by public opinion. The story of Anne and Camilla reminds us that even the most privileged families experience problems and disagreements. The royal family may be living in palaces and with great wealth, but they are human beings like anyone else. They have their own problems, emotions, and relationships to navigate. The challenge for them is balancing these personal issues with their public responsibilities. Whether Anne and Camilla can find a way to move forward remains to be seen, but their story offers valuable lessons about tradition, change, and the importance of staying true to one's values. Reactions.
And I'm delighted I will shortly have the opportunity to present the Principal's Award for Outstanding Service to the Community and 2 honorary degrees.
Princess Anne's latest comments about the royal family caused a buzz. People have different reactions. For others, Anne is a strong and honest figure who speaks for what this monarchy represents, the tradition and duty of the royal family through their long history. For these fans, Anne has no problem speaking the truth about sensitive topics. Her words point to the kind of leadership the royal family needs to retain importance and respect. On the contrary, not everybody supports Anne in this regard. According to most critics, discussing matters concerning the family, although indirectly, strikes more pain than good. Indeed, the attention on the royal family is great, and every one of their activities and statements receives public and press scrutiny. To make comments suggestive of divisions between family members poses a risk on the part of Anne to worsen the general perception of instability. Such issues should instead be handled on a private scale rather than getting to the mouths of gossip and rumors. Questions are also being raised about the timing of Anne's remarks. Challenges abound for the royal family, from declining public trust to debates about its role in today's society. With King Charles III at the helm of the monarchy, the family is in a transitional phase. Many believe that, even if her intentions were right, Anne's comments may just be a diversion from efforts at strengthening the monarchy at this very trying moment. Instead of a united front, her words might give the impression of disunity, which would further weaken the family's standing in the eyes of the public. Her words have also thrown open a debate on Camilla's role as queen consort. Camilla had worked hard for years to reinvent her image, but few are convinced she is the right person for this role. While some people consider that she has proved herself to be a suitable person for her charity work and commitment to the royal family, others remain skeptical. Anne's emphasis on duty and tradition resonates with those who feel Camilla doesn't fully embody these qualities. For these people, Anne's comments validate their doubts about Camilla's suitability as queen consort. Supporters of Anne feel that her statements emphasize an essential matter: the future of the monarchy. They see Anne as a doting preservative of the principles and traditions of the royal house. Her speaking up is a reminder of what the monarchy should be and stands for everyone, in the family, out of the family, in her own way, and as a reflection of the centuries of tradition behind it. Indeed, duty, service, and tradition are values by which the royal family must always be guided. At this time of uncertainty and change, it is appropriate that Anne remind her family of what is at stake. Still, some critics think that she might do it instead. They feel that by pointing out division within the family, Anne might inadvertently give the media and the public a reason to doubt the stability of the monarchy. In a period when people doubted the relevance of the royal family, any appearance of disagreement would be damaging. Critics argue that although Anne was honest, perhaps her words could make it tougher for the family to move ahead and face contemporary challenges. It is evident in the public reaction to Anne's comments that mixed opinions exist in general about the royal family. For a while, the monarchy is considered part of British culture and history. People find the royal family to be a symbol of stability and a continuing sense at any moment when things are in turmoil. People like Anne are of great importance to these people since they represent the traditional values of the monarchy. To them, the comments of Anne are a beacon that there is a member of the family who would stand for what the monarchy ought to be. For others, the monarchy is an outdated institution that needs to change if it wants to remain relevant. They are convinced that the monarchy needs to follow the current changes in values and expectations. Thus, the incorporation of modernized forms of action should be a natural part of them. Looking from this point, Anne's sense of tradition appears as a way to resist innovation. Some feel that overestimation of traditions may cause greater difficulties for the monarchy in interaction with young generations and solution-finding regarding challenges which society faces now. This debate centers on Camilla's role as queen consort. It has not been an easy journey for her into the royal family. From her scandalous relationship with King Charles III to the public's dislike of her, Camilla has been through a lot. She has made great efforts to redeem herself by focusing on charity work and supporting the monarchy. For many, this has been enough to show she is a dedicated and worthy queen consort. However, others are not convinced. For them, Camilla is a reminder of the controversies that have surrounded the monarchy. Anne's comments about duty and tradition reinforce their belief that Camilla doesn't fully represent the values the royal family should uphold. This division of opinion highlights the challenges Camilla faces in earning the trust and respect of the public, and even some members of the royal family. This adds another layer to the story of Anne and Camilla. Anne is always depicted as a diligent and responsible person of the royal family. She is really dedicated to the role and holds great responsibility. In contrast to this, Camilla's path has been very different and lies down the line of controversy and public criticism. This contrast in their experiences and attitudes may explain why their relationship appears strained. Anne's recent comments suggest that she has doubts about Camilla's place in the monarchy, which only adds to the speculation about their dynamic. However, some people do not have the effect of the conversations, as they believe Camilla represents the errors of the past from the House of Windsor. This may call for very relevant debates on whether the monarchy needs to maintain its tradition, but should still change at some point. Since Anne sparked this conversation, she could be driving growth and development in the family. At the same time, the family has to deal with that very carefully, because public conflicts can worsen the picture of the royal family and deteriorate public consensus. To walk ahead, internal disagreements have to be resolved, as well as maintain one united front only. Thus, open and respectful talk among each other, and also dedication among them regarding developing the future of monarchy, requires. Mixed reactions to comments from Anne are observed. Nevertheless, Anne mentioned some problems that the royal family has faced and continues to face. Some praise her for honesty and loyalty to tradition, while others fear that these words can do more harm than good. This controversy over Camilla as queen consort further deepens the divisions not only in the public, but also within the royal family. Moving into a new phase, tradition must be balanced with change if the monarchy is to remain relevant and stable for generations to come. Whether or not Anne's comments will prove helpful or not is still uncertain, but they certainly have sparked much-needed discussions. What's next? The royal family now has the challenge of how to move on as tensions between Princess Anne and Queen Camilla continue to make their differences more public. This question raises questions regarding their future and their ability to manage their disputes. Their situation does not indicate the possibility of conflict resolution. As a result, this will not be helpful with King Charles III in that picture either. As a king, he has to maintain the unity of the royal family. He has to balance his relationships with his duties as a king, ensuring that family tensions do not affect their work or public image. For many years, the royal family has been marked with numerous struggles that have always found their way through the issue. From Prince Harry and Meghan's interview that broke down the family to Prince Andrew's scandals, the royal family has been involved in so many scandals. The situation has grown increasingly complicated since the recent remarks by Princess Anne. However, the royal family has always presented a united face in public, showing strength at all times. The question lies in how long they can carry on like that without personal problems seeping into their professional domains. The key question at this point for them will be whether they could manage to take things forward together, or it is going to be the ongoing tension in the relationship, which will disintegrate them. Only time will tell if it will be enough for King Charles III and the monarchy to handle these internal conflicts with minimal damage. The royal family has represented stability and tradition, but events of late make them no exception to the household conflicts. Some recent comments made by Princess Anne about Camilla have marked the beginning of something new for the monarchy. Their words reveal their family tensions. Questions arise at this point over the future prospects of the monarchy. Will they overcome the situation, or will there be more of a divide? What do you think? Should Princess Anne have kept quiet, or was she right to speak out? And Camilla, does she deserve her place as queen consort, or is Anne right in her opinion? Let us know your opinions in the comments.